Tony Hawk's underground story begins with two skaters nobody's ever heard of. You, the customizable mute hero, and your best friend, Eric Sparrow, who is basically what happens if betrayal and Axe body spray had a baby. We start in glamorous New Jersey, where dreams go to die and where Tony Hawk apparently decided legends are born. You and Eric are just skating around, pretending you're not one bad decision away from detention, when you stumble into preparing for a Chad Muska demo. Yes, the Muska himself shows up, and the game makes it clear. This is like Moses descending from the mountain, but with baggier pants. You do a few tricks, Chad's impressed, and instead of calling security on these random teenagers, he hands you his board. Because apparently in this universe, pro skaters hand out boards like Jehovah's Witness pamphlets. So now you've got Muska's board and the respect of the locals. One of your friends, Sean, decides to stir up the plot by saying drug dealers. Yes, actual drug dealers, because nothing says skater punk fun like organized crime. Stole a board from Peralta's shop. So you, armed with the bravery of Jackass reruns, go after it. And when you get it back, Eric, bless his soul, thinks the best revenge is to set their car on fire. Oh yes, arson, nothing like casual felonies to keep the skateboarding spirit alive. Then you meet the actual legend himself, Stacy Peralta, who says he'll sponsor you if you show him something original. But don't you dare film it at a local spot, because apparently Stacy's bored of Jersey. You think everything's great, but nope, Eric tells you the drug dealers are still after him. Shocker! Burn someone's car and they don't just forgive you? Who knew? The solution? You and Eric hop the next train out of Jersey and into the concrete jungle of Manhattan. Because fleeing across state lines totally solves everything. In Manhattan, you and Eric suddenly become guerrilla filmmakers, skating around, hitting famous landmarks, and even pulling tricks over a burning taxi. That's right, a flaming cab in the middle of New York. But hey, it's the early 2000s, so who cares about realism? You finish the video, send it off, and Stacy's impressed. He tells you, go to Tampa. That's right. From crime-ridden Jersey to fiery taxis to Florida, nothing suspicious there. In Tampa, the chaos continues. You roll in with a junky hippie bus from Peralta, get pulled over by cops for having a busted taillight and a bumper sticker that says something offensive. Eric, being Eric, mouths off and gets thrown in jail. Because of course he does. So you, the protagonist, are now skateboarding Cinderella doing police chores to bail him out. When the competition finally starts, Eric forgets to sign you up. What a coincidence! But after showing off to some local pros and skating doubles with Tony freaking Hawk, you're in anyway. You dominate, win Tampa AM 2004, and get to pick a sponsor. Now you're living the dream. You choose between Birdhouse, Element, Flip, Girl, or Zero, and they send you to San Diego for a demo. Of course, Eric worms his way back into your life during a hungover morning after sequence. Manager Todd is impressed by both of you, so the team ships you off to Hawaii to film. And here's where the game officially loses its mind. In Hawaii, you're looking for an untouched skate spot, and naturally, you settle on the roof of a massive hotel. Because sure, skateboarding plus skyscrapers equals no problem. Eric films, a police helicopter shows up, and instead of backing down, you think, perfect time for a Mach twist over a helicopter. So you launch yourself off the roof, spin over a flying police vehicle, land on another building, and survive. Congratulations, you've officially left skateboarding and entered a Fast and Furious sequel. Eric films it, and you just know this footage is going to screw you later. Next stop, Vancouver. You hustle around, then hit Slam City Jam for your team's video premiere. Surprise! Eric edited the Hawaii footage to make himself the star. Because of course he did. Todd, being a gullible idiot, immediately makes Eric a pro and hands him his own board. You confront him, he shrugs it off, and so begins the amateur versus pro showdown. You lie your way into the pro competition, shred your way to the finals, and it boils down to you versus Eric in a one-on-one. You win, Todd finally gives you pro status. You design a deck, get a shoe sponsor, and are invited to a demo in Moscow. Because skateboarding is international, baby. In Moscow, the game reaches full cartoon. Eric gets plastered, steals the keys to a Russian tank, climbs on top with a beer in his hand, and goes for a joyride through the city. Yes, a tank. This is real. You try to stop it, fail, and crash the thing into a building. You're pinned, Eric runs off, and you get arrested by the Russian government. Your team immediately disowns you like a bad Tinder date, and you're stranded. The American embassy bails you out, but you're stuck doing favors just to scrape a ticket home. Finally, you return to Jersey and find Eric has gone full sellout. He's got sponsors, a record label, and only skates for money now. He reveals, get this, he planned to screw you over from the very beginning. Yeah, no kidding, Eric. Everyone with functioning eyes saw that coming since the tutorial level. You decide to fight back with a soul skating video, a wholesome collection of pure skateboarding clips featuring pros. It's a hit, and Eric, desperate for relevance, challenges you to one final line for the Hawaii tape he stole. You win, take the tape, and walk away while Eric rants like a Scooby-Doo villain who just lost to kids again. Alternate ending. But wait, there's more. On a second playthrough, the game lets you live the fantasy we all wanted. Instead of following Eric's stupid line, you just elbow him in the jaw, take the tape, and leave him unconscious on his car.